Some of you might ask, do I have to pay tax? Or what is tax relief? Or perhaps one might wonder, how do I file a tax return? Let us find out in this video. Tax is a compulsory contribution to state revenue levied by the government on workers' income and business profits, or added to the cost of some goods, services, and transactions. The real question is, how do I know if I have to pay tax? The criteria of a taxpayer consists of 3, in which the fulfillment of one criteria qualifies a person to pay tax. The first and common criteria is on single individuals with annual employment income of more than 34,001 ringgit. The second criteria is on married individuals with unemployed spouses who have annual employment income of more than 46,001 ringgit. The last criteria is on individuals who run a business. So now you know if you are eligible to pay tax. As a taxpayer, you should not make some of the common mistakes. Let us find out why. Fines from 200 ringgit to 20,000 ringgit or imprisonment of up to 6 months or both can be imposed on taxpayers with one of these mistakes: failure to furnish a tax return form, failure to give notice of chargeability to tax, and failure to give notice on changes of address within 3 months. Another common mistake is to make an incorrect tax return by omitting or understating any income, which is punishable by 1,000 ringgit to 10,000 ringgit and 200% of tax undercharge.
So, let's say if you are understating your income by 2,000 ringgit, based on a 24% tax rate, you are understating your tax by 480 ringgit. Therefore, you will be fined 960 ringgit. You don't want that to happen, so let's make sure that you declare your income tax to LHDN correctly.
Now, let's move on to a more interesting topic on tax relief. Tax relief is any government program or policy initiative that is designed to reduce the amount of taxes paid by individuals or businesses. The amount of tax relief may change every year, so be sure to check before you file for a tax return. For married individuals, you have the option to file a separate assessment or a joint assessment with your spouses if the spouse's income is less than 4,000 ringgit per month. Let us look at the common tax relief for taxpayers. Tax relief can be divided into 7 categories. Under Category 1, the relief is further divided into 5. For individual and dependent relatives, taxpayers are automatically granted 9,000 ringgit of tax relief. For further education fees, a claim of up to 7,000 ringgit is granted. While this is eligible for any courses for master's or doctorate, for undergraduate degrees or lower, only courses in law, accounting, Islamic financing, technical, vocational, industrial, scientific, or technology are claimable. Next is the medical expenses for parents, which qualifies for tax relief up to 5,000 ringgit. For healthy elderly parents aged 60 and above, taxpayers are granted up to 3,000 ringgit of tax relief with 1,500 ringgit relief for each parent. For spouses and alimonies relief, a total of 4,000 ringgit is claimable by taxpayers. Under Category 2, taxpayers are allowed to claim up to 6,000 ringgit of medical expenses for self, spouse, or child for treatments of serious diseases. Under Category 3, the tax relief for lifestyle purchases for self, spouse, or child is claimable up to 2,500 ringgit. The items include reading materials, personal computer, and internet bills. Under Category 4, the relief is further broken down into 4. For breastfeeding equipment, a claim of up to 1,000 ringgit is permitted with the condition that the child is aged 2 years and below. For childcare fees, taxpayers are granted a relief of up to 3,000 ringgit. However, if the parents decided to file for separate assessment, either the mother or the father is allowed to claim tax relief. For parents who invested in SSPN, they are granted up to 8,000 ringgit of tax relief. For unmarried child under the age of 18, a tax relief of up to 2,000 ringgit is claimable. For child aged 18 and pursuing a full-time education, the tax relief is categorized into two. If the child is pursuing a pre-university course, a total of 2,000 ringgit is claimable, while a relief of 8,000 ringgit is claimable for parents with a child pursuing a full-time higher education. Under Category 5, the tax relief for life insurance can be divided into three. For retired public servants, an amount of up to 7,000 ringgit is claimable. For employees in private sectors or public servants with no pensions, they are eligible for a tax relief up to 3,000 ringgit. For employees EPF and other approved schemes, a claim of up to 4,000 ringgit is allowed. Next, for deferred annuity and private retirement scheme, taxpayers are entitled to a relief of up to 3,000 ringgit. For education and medical insurance, taxpayers are granted up to 3,000 ringgit of tax relief. For contributions to SOCSO, the claimable amount allowed is up to 250 ringgit. Under Category 6, the relief is further divided into four. For equipment for disabled self, spouse, child or parent, a tax relief of up to 6,000 ringgit is granted, with the condition that the disabled individuals are registered with the Department of Social Welfare and certified as OKU. For disabled individual relief, disabled taxpayers are further entitled with 6,000 ringgit of relief. If taxpayers have a disabled spouse, a total of 3,500 ringgit is granted to the taxpayers. For disabled children relief, parents are allowed to claim 6,000 ringgit of tax relief, and further relief of 8,000 ringgit is granted if the child aged 18 is unmarried and pursuing a full-time higher education. Under Category 7, taxpayers are allowed to claim for domestic travel expenses of up to 1,000 ringgit. So, there we have it, the 7 categories of tax relief that might be applicable to you. But, before you can file for a tax return, you need to complete several processes. Step 1, you are required to register as a taxpayer via LHDN website or visiting the LHDN office. Step 2, you will receive your income tax number within 3 working days. Step 3, you must apply for your one-time PIN number to register from the LHDN website or LHDN office. Step 4, using your PIN number, you are required to log in and set up your account. So, we have gone through the steps to register for e-filing. Now, let us watch a short tutorial video.
Let us begin from this point. Put in your reference number and your password in the specified boxes. Before that, please make sure that you have activated reference number upon your first time login. Upon your login, you will be directed to the maintenance page. Please select the e-form under the e-filing category. The e-form will be as shown in the video. For individuals, please select EBE and choose the year of assessment. For example, the latest will be the year of assessment 2020. Then, you will be directed to the EBE form. This form consists of 4 sections. So, we will skip the first section, which is the individual particulars. The second category is the statutory income. Please enter the amount of statutory income and monthly tax deductions. If you have any approved investments or donations, you may fill in the designated boxes. The system will automatically add up all the amounts. Next category is tax relief. So, Based on your purchases in the year of assessment 2020, you may fill in the amount of tax relief. As you can see here, some reliefs have restricted the amount that are claimable. Let's fill in an example. You are a disabled individual. Since there are no restrictions, you may claim a full amount of 6,000 ringgit. On the other hand, if there are restrictions, you must adhere to those restricted amounts. For instance, you pay education fees for yourself worth 2,000 ringgit. So, you may only claim 2,000 ringgit although it is restricted to 7,000 ringgit. Okay, let's try another one. You bought a personal computer worth 4,000 ringgit. Since the amount is restricted to 2,500 ringgit, you may only claim 2,500 ringgit. So now, you have a clear idea on how the tax relief works. The last part of this category will be on Umrah travel and Zakat. Once you have done, the system once again adds up all the amounts to the final taxable amount. The final section is the summary. In this category, you may view your tax return, whether it is tax paid in excess or tax payable. Once you have submitted your e-form, you will be directed to the declaration section. Then, please select Sign and Submit. The sign screen will be displayed as shown. Put in your reference number and your password in the specified boxes and click the Sign button to complete the e-filing. So there you have it, all you need to know in e-filing and how tax relief works. Please make sure that you follow the deadlines given to file for tax return. One last reminder, it is advisable that you compile all your supporting documents or receipt of transactions in one PDF file and at least keep it for 7 years.
So that is all in this video. Don't forget to click on the survey link in the description or just scan the QR code.